Welcome back to Doc Shows You How. Today we're making this spooky fairy, and we're going to get right to it. Here we go. Okay, so this is my prototype on a Halloween or autumn spooky fairy. Pretty happy with that overall. I feel like there's a couple things I want to do different this time around. But let's get to it. Let's go ahead and set her kind of over here. So first, of course, you're going to need one of these little skeletons. They often come on a garland of, 4 or 5 or whatever for a couple bucks, or I've seen 3 in a package for $1 or $2. This one came apart really easy, so we're going to have to, glue him together better. So there's that. And then maybe you can find some sort of plastic bat. I mean, you may have to hunt for one that's the right size. And I'm a fan of leaving this clip on there so you can put it on stuff. The one that I did last time around, I ended up having to put like fish line on and a pin so I could hang her from stuff, which is kind of fun and spooky. Okay, so those are the first ones there, and then a couple of leaves. I found some nice sparkly leaves and stuff on a garland my wife bought, and she totally gave me permission. Don't be yelling at me. And then some foam. This is some just scrap craft foam that I have hanging around. I think I want to do something to make the skirt a little bit more impressive. So yeah. When you're playing with fire and plastic, be careful. Stuff lights on fire quickly. It's of course can burn you real bad. Blah blah blah. Wear a mask. So you're going to be holding a pumpkin, so it also needs to be a twist. And you just hold that while it cools down. If you want, you can blow on it. Get that cooled back down a little bit. Of course, we got to do the other hand because holding that pumpkin. So I don't really have a name for this kind of fairy. I just kind of considered a fall kind of Halloween fairy, spooky fairy. If you have a name, suggest something down below. Maybe we can find this category of fairy a name. Alright, so that's a pretty good step in the right direction. We might have to glue that head too. Maybe do something about that weird chunk there. So next we're going to go ahead and take pumpkin and just put it in the hands. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So to keep this project simple and straightforward, we're just going to use a dab of hot glue on each side. Alright, now you're going to need to take the bat. Here's an unfortunate thing. We're going to want to cut that head off. Oh goodness! So, actually not terrible there. And I actually think I prefer the idea of it hanging. So I'm just going to pull off that clip. You go ahead and do it that way if you prefer, but I think I like it better this way. And there's a little nub there. I think I want to just trim that too. Okay, and then, so we're going to go ahead and just turn them over for a second, right? Now, here's a cost-saving hobby trip. Buy the inexpensive emery boards, and we'll be able to use those on smaller projects. And what we're doing is just kind of roughing this whole thing up, smoothing it out a little bit, so the glue will take better there. I'm going to do the same thing here. Alright, and then so you got that area you got there. I'm just going to put those nice and high, and just might as well get a nice, good, thick chunk on the absolute center, and maybe just a little bit wider. We're gluing it to a skeleton, so give it something to really get into those little bone shapes. I am amused how this particular bat that I got lines up with that spine pretty well. Oh, we lost the pumpkin. Oh well, we'll get that. So that's more or less it. I opted this time to leave the little loop that came on him so I could easily get a string on there to hang that up. So yeah, reasonably easy. Most of these things can be found at a hobby store at this time of year, sometimes even a dollar store. If you try this, let me know. I'd like to see how that turns out. You can find me over on TikTok or on Instagram. Yeah, but if you try, in fact, if you try any of my stuff, go ahead and show me. I'd love to see it. Happy Halloween, guys.